If you're like me, the first question to mind is how did an Egyptian mummy end up in the collection of the Iredell Museum in Statesville?
She was brought back by a Baptist missionary to Egypt, and he had been there for some time, and he decided that before he returned back to the United States, he wanted to be able to bring a mummy back to his alma mater.
Acquiring antiquities was not so uncommon a practice in the Victorian era. When the seminary closed in the 1950s, the mummy was on the market.
There was a man named Richard Casanova that was instrumental in bringing Margaret to Statesville. He wanted the children to see things that they never get a chance to see, and the museum had just been founded, and what better thing than a mummy.
She's been in the museum's collection since then, and is now back on display in the Mummy Treasure of Al Fayoum.
She's rather rare. There's very few mummies that have survived the 22nd dynasty. There was a lot of war and disruption, and the area that she came from has a lot of moisture in the ground, which is not so good for mummies. There's little stamps on the back of the hands on the mummy's casing, and those little decorations told Dr. Taylor for the British Museum said that's only in Fayoum. So he knew exactly where she came from, and because of the type of decoration and the way the cartonnage, which is the first coffin around the mummy, was made, he was very sure that it was the 22nd dynasty.
The exhibit explores the world of Al Fayoum, Egypt, around 1070 to 712 BC.
We really are trying to do this as an interactive where the whole family can learn together. So we have labeling for the adults that explains the setting and helps them answer the questions that their children might have. We also do guided tours, and we have study boxes of all kinds of fossils and minerals. We have games that the children would have played in their time, so they can learn how to play Senet, and there was a game called
Or learn about desert transportation.
We asked them, what would you take on a trip in a caravan across the desert, and what would you need? And we've got weaving looms that the kids can try to learn how they wove their linen. We've got examples of reproductions of clothing from the time period. And then we have the mummification area where we have artifacts from tombs dating back before the first pharaoh. Anyone that got buried with 3 coffins, which she has what's called an ensemble, is someone who was probably in the upper 10% of the population in Egypt at the time of her life. We know that she was somewhere between 25 to probably 30 years old.
While there is much we do know about life 3,000 years ago in Egypt, there is little we know about her.
There's no name on her coffin, which is actually very unusual. Without it, some would say that she would not have been able to go on to her afterlife. So here you have this great expense to bury her in the best way that they could, but the woman has no name.
So, shortly after her arrival in Statesville, they held a contest to name her, resulting in Margaret. The Mummy Treasure of Al Fayoum puts Margaret's life and times into perspective.
And it's giving them glimpses of what her life might have been, to realize that this person had a life.
And leaves each of us to imagine her story, which lies somewhere between the facts we know and the mysteries unresolved about the Mummy of Al Fayoum. This is Derek Long for North Carolina Weekend.
You can see the Iredell Mummy and other cool things at the Iredell Museum Gallery located at 134 Court Street in Statesville. For more information, call 704-873-7347 or visit them online at iredellmuseums.org.